Habari, mimi ni McKenna. So in the last video, going ahead and talking about the possessive pronouns and talking about basically the singular forms and the plural forms of these pronouns. And so I wanted to continue going on that kind of topic and discussing more of that because it's really important because there'll be a lot of occasions where you're talking about things that you have or someone else has and things like that. So in the last example, I talked about how there basically was a banana, and I was showing how you can make a banana turn into multiple bananas, or discuss how that can occur. That one banana versus bananas in Swahili. Because once again, like I said, there is no s, the ending of s at the end that you can add to signify a plural, a greater quantity of something. And you're also not having an A as well. It's a little tidbit over there, but it's kind of, good to remember because sometimes you may think, how do I say I have a banana. How do I say Well, there is no So it can be helpful, you know what I mean? So I want to go ahead and talk about more of that. Instead, I'm going to talk about, instead of Mendizi for banana, I'm going to make it a little bit easier because Mendizi may be a little bit hard to pronounce for some people. So I wanted to make it just car, gari, because sometimes you'll use also, the word I have car, I have cars, things like that. And so I wanted to go into that. And also this time I wanted to go ahead and talk about the possessive pronouns and the different ones for each subject. So for myself, for you, for us, for them, things like that, and to go basically into detail. And by doing that, it'll be much easier to go ahead and make it plural. So if I say I have a car, or this is my car, I can really make it simply change into I have cars. Same with you have a car. I can make that you have cars. So a very simple sentence, but I'm gonna just show you how you can change that. Simply changing the first letter, really. Like before, instead of yangu, you'd say zangu, so Y becomes Z. So think about that. But let's just go into details, practice with it a little bit more, so you get used to it. And so I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna use the first subject, so myself, I. So I'm gonna say Hi ni gari yangu. Hi ni gari yangu. So this is my car. Hi means this. So this is my car. Hi ni gari yangu. Very simple. Just remember, all of these start with possessive pronouns. They begin with the letter Y. All of them. For singular form. For singular form, they all begin with Y. Okay. But the only thing that'll change is the stem ending. It's a stem. That is the only thing that will change in this case. Same with plural. It'll always begin with Z, but then when you have the different, you'll have different stems. So those will always change depending on the subject. So let's just go ahead. So I said, Hini gari yangu. This is my car. So how do I say, this is your car? Hi ni gari yako. Hi ni gari yako. So that's gonna go ahead and say, this is your car. I can even, maybe express disbelief and like amazement. I could say, Hi ni gari yako? Like, that's your car? This is your car? You know what I mean? So you might hear that. And let's go on and go ahead and talk about our car. So our car would be, well, actually first let's go ahead and say his car. His car, her car, things like that. So that would be hi ni gari yake. Hi ni gari yake. This is her car. This is his car. Things like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this is our car. So as a family, I don't know, as friends, we share a car together. This is our car. So hi ni gari yetu. Hi ni gari yetu. This is our car. Then finally, well, not finally, but how to say you all. So this is you all. There's not just one person I'm talking to, but multiple people. So all of you, all of you. Maybe I'm talking to like a family. You know what I mean? They all share a car, right? So talking to this family, I'm saying, "Hinigari This is your car. Hinigari and I can maybe say, "Hinigari whoa, nice car you got there. And then finally, to say they, their car, I can say hinigari yao. So like it sounds like wow, W-O-W in English, but I'm just saying yao instead of the W. It's a Y. So hinigari yao. This is their car. So just remember, okay, angu. These all begin with the letter Y. The only thing that changes is the stem because it depends on the subject. So angu, if you want to know how to spell it, it's A-N-G-U. Ako, A-K-O. Ake, A-K-E. Etu, E-T-U. Enu, E-N-U. And then ao is A-O. So just remember those kind of things. So let me go over it one more time so you can remember it. So I'm gonna say hinigari yangu. This is my car. Hinigari yako. This is your car. Hinigari yetu. This is all of you, your car. So I'm talking to multiple people. All of you. This is your car. So hinigari yetu. Then this is his car. This is her car. Hinigari yake. Then when I say this is our car, hinigari yetu. And then finally, this is their car, hinigari yao. So it's very simple. Just remember, these are just 6 simple possessive pronouns in the singular form. Remember, this is a singular form. It's just a saying car, one car, not many, just one car that he has, I have, she has, and so on. Now, we're gonna have it be plural. Very simple. I can't stress enough how simple it is. You're just changing the Y, for example, from yangu to zangu. No? Or you can say like yetu would be zetu. So that's all I'll change. Because it will be Y to a Z. The stem ending remains the same throughout. That's all it remains the same. But you're just gonna go ahead and change from the Y to a Z because the Y indicates singular and the Z indicates plural. So let's just go ahead and go and talk about multiple cars. So we're now possessing multiple cars, more than one. So how to say these are my cars? Hinigari zangu. Hinigari zangu. These are my cars. So in this case, in singular form it was this, and plural form now you can say it's these. So hinigari zangu. These are my cars. Now, how do I say this is your car? Or sorry, these are your cars. Hinigari zako. These are your cars. Hinigari zako. Maybe I'm selling you a car. Hinigari zaku. These are your cars. Hinigari zako. These are yours. These are your new cars. Then you're gonna go ahead and say, these are all of you cars. Okay, like these are. There's multiple people I'm talking to. All of you. These are your cars now. So maybe it's a family. I'm selling the car to family. I'm saying, hinigari zenu. Hinigari zenu. These are your cars. Congratulations. You just bought a bunch of new cars. Then I can say, hinigari zake. That means these are his cars, or these are her cars. Hinigari zake. Then I'm gonna go ahead and say, these are our cars. They belong to us, as a family, whatnot, whatever. So hinigari zenu. Sorry, hinigari zetu. These are our cars. Hinigari zetu. Then finally, to say these are their cars, the cars belong to them, hinigari zao. Hinigari zao. These are their cars. So very simple. Very simple. So let's go over that real quickly and remember what we just learned. So, my cars, These are my cars. Hini gari zangu. These are your cars. Would be hini gari zako. Then, to say these are, okay, how do I phrase this? It's you all, right? You all. You all is a subject. So you all of you. These are your cars. I would say hinigari zenu. Hinigari zenu. These are your cars, all of you. Then, how do I say this is our car? I would say hinigari zenu. Sorry, hinigari zetu. These are our cars. Sometimes it may be easy to get mixed up with those ones. Zenu and zetu, I get mixed up as you just saw. But just remember, zetu or yetu would be referring to our, and yenu or zenu would be referring to you all. So just remember that. Finally, to say these are their cars is hinigari zao. Hinigari zao. So just remember that. It's very simple. The biggest takeaway I think from all of this is to remember how to differentiate the singular forms and the plural forms. That's the biggest thing I think for everyone to realize, because from going from saying this is their car, hinigari yao. This is their car. Yeah, just simply change it to hinigari zao. These are their cars. That's all you change. Yao becomes zao, which just simply means Y becomes a Z. I cannot stress enough, everyone, how simple it is, and how you're just changing that Y to a Z. That's all. And so, now we've covered that. So now you know possessive pronouns. Remember these, memorize them. There are 6 of them. And all you have to change is just the Y to a Z. Y is singular, Z is plural. Y is singular, Z is plural. Just remember that. Remember that also etu, yetu, zetu would be referring to our, and enu, yenu, or zenu would be referring to you all. So you all, that's what you all possess. So let's remember that, because it's just, enu, etu can be sometimes confusing, but just remember the little difference there. So lastly, I just wanted to really quickly go over the verbs and forming the verbs. And this won't take very long because it's very similar across whatever verb you use. So we're going to go into that, and that'll be our final topic today. So basically, with Swahili verbs, or verbs in Kiswahili, you have to remember that it always begins with ku. In terms when you're saying to do this, to perform this action, you're saying ku. So ku, then ku, and then that verb, basically, right? So that's basically signifying to do something. So if you're gonna say kusema is to say, things like that. If you're gonna say kupenda, to like, to kula, to eat, things like that. So very simple, because you have to just remember that everything that says to do something, every verb, right, always begins with ku. So ku is always the beginning part. So kusema, to say. Tupigia, to call. Tutoka, to leave. So things like that. Tuenda, to go. Kuenda, to go. So you can kind of think of it as like to being represented by the ku, ku, because ku is always that first part of the verb, and it'll always be something that will be there for every single verb in Kiswahili. So you can kind of think of ku as saying to do this. Kupiga, to call, because piga is call, right? That's the ending, right? And then ku, you can say it's to, because you're saying to call. Kupiga. So, leo ninataka kupiga baba yangu. Today I want to call my dad. So you're saying, I want to do this. So, ninataka, sorry, I speak really fast, so it's hard for me to catch up. Ninataka would be I want, and then kupiga is to call. So, ninataka kupiga baba yangu would be I want to call my dad. Very simple. Already from that, you basically made your own, your first sentence, because we covered in the last video how to form, that whole, how to say Nina and Tuna and Nita and things. We covered subject and, verbs a lot in that last video. And so in this video, we're covering the verbs, some examples of verbs you'll use, things like that. Here's another example of when you would go ahead and form that verb using ku. So you can say, let's say this a little bit slowly so you can understand. Jioni ninataka kuenda kwa shamba yetu. So, jioni ninataka kuenda kwa shamba yetu. So in this sentence, you're saying jioni, tonight. Ninataka is simply what we used in the last sentence. I want to. You can use this for any sentence. I want to do this, I want to do that. Then you're gonna go ahead and say kuenda, to leave. So I want to leave. Ninataka kuenda. You can simply just say that and be finished, but I'm just adding more details so you can use it. You can see how it can be used in a sentence. And then kwa would be to leave, to where, to. And then shamba yetu is our farm. So shamba yetu, our farm. So tonight, I want to leave to our farm. I want to go to our farm. And so that's another example of what you would use. There's many examples. I'm gonna think of some more that we can also use that you might hear often. So here's another simple sentence. This time, I'm gonna be using a different verb. So let me speak slowly so you can understand the different words I'm using. And the verb tense, most importantly. The verb itself. So, here's an example. Getuma anaenda kusema kwa kanisa yetu. So, or I can say, Getuma anaenda kusema kwa kanisa yake. So, what am I saying? Well, I said Getuma, which is a man's name, popular name in Kenya. And then I said anaenda. As we went in the last video, anaenda means he's going. He is going. So where did Getuma go? Oh, Getuma is going. Okay. So Getuma anaenda kusema kwa kanisa yake. So Getuma anaenda is going to speak. That's what kusema means, to speak. So, Getuma is going to speak. Getuma anaenda kusema. Because kusema means to speak. Then where's he going to speak? Kwa kanisa yake. Kwa kanisa yake. Which means in his church, or at his church. Because remember, we just learned recently that yake means his or hers, but in this case his. And it's a singular version. His church, not, his churches. That wouldn't make really sense at all. But his church, you know what I mean? So, Getuma anaenda kusema kwa kanisa yake. That's what we're saying. So remember the verb. The verb had been changing in sentences, but I just, once again, give you an example of another use of a verb. In this case, kusema, which you'll hear often, because kusema means to speak. So, you can see how these verbs are very important to learn in Kiswahili, and they're very useful. So, just remember, I just talked about how ku is to do something, right? But you can also conjugate. You don't have to say anaenda kusema. You can also just say anasema or atasema. You know what I mean? He is speaking or he will speak. You don't have to say he is going to speak. You have to say that. You can say he is speaking Anasema, he is speaking. You don't need to add, basically it's a way of making it more concise, and it doesn't really change the structure of the sentence too much, because if you're saying he is, he's going to speak, okay, he's going to speak, he's maybe walking there right now, right? But you can also be, oh, right now he is speaking. So, anasema, he is speaking. You can say atasema, he will speak, or alisema, he did speak, things like that. So, we did learn just right now about how you can have it be kusema, to speak. But also you can just remove ku. That's the thing. Kusema is important because it's a verb to speak. But remember, a lot of time when you're forming sentences in Swahili, take off that ku part. Take it off. It just means to in this case. That's how I think of it. Take it off, chop it off, and just go ahead and think of it as sema. But sema has to be with something. It cannot be by itself. It can't be just sema. That's it. It can be command, which I'll get into later, but it can't just be, sema by itself when you're talking about a subject, you know what I mean? So it can't be just like getuma sema. It's like, okay, that doesn't, you can't really do that. It's not grammatically correct. You have to attach something to the beginning of that, to the beginning of sema. So you're gonna go ahead and make it, like in this case, getuma anasema. Getuma is speaking. Or I can say right now, I am speaking. I am speaking would be mimi ninasema. I am speaking. Mimi ninasema. I am speaking. And what example did we use before? Let me give you another verb as well. Another verb like you'll hear enda a lot. So enda would mean leave, right? To leave is ku enda, but enda is leave, just by itself. Remember, chopping off the Q. So if you say, ninataka kuenda shamba yetu. I want to leave. I want to go to my farm. I want to go to my farm. I used it in the last sentence. I'm just using it again. But you can say, not I want to leave. You can say ninataka kuenda kwa shamba yetu. Like using the last sentence, right? We can say just simply ninaenda kwa shamba yetu. So in this other example, I said I want to go to my farm. I want to go to our farm. But you can simply also just say, I'm going to my farm. I'm going to our farm. Shamba yetu. I'm going to our farm. If you want to say my farm, you can say I want to go to yangu instead of yetu once again. So, ninaenda kwa shamba yangu. Ninaenda kwa shamba yangu. I'm going to my farm. Simple. Maybe you want to say something else. Maybe you want to say I'm going to. I haven't done it yet, but I'll do it in the future. Let's replace farm with maybe like something else, like their car, my friend's car. So nitaenda kwa gari gari zao. Ninaenda kwa gari zao. I am going to their car. Or you can say, in the future, I'm going to go to their car. So, nitaenda kwa gari zao. I'm going to their car, my friend's car, or whatever. That's their cars. But I could say I'm going to their car. So, nitaenda kwa gari yao. So I'm going to their car. Remember, I got tripped up there too. Zao and yao. Yao is singular. Zao is plural. Because think about it, in cases it may be confusing, because if you say I'm going to my friend's cars, it doesn't make much sense really, because it's like I'm going to their cars. Okay, you're gonna be in like multiple cars at once, but just go ahead and say I'm going to their car. Let me give you another example too. Let's think about it. I want to go ahead and use some other common verbs that you'll hear in Kenya or any other country you go to that speaks Swahili. So another example that you'll hear is kusalima. So kusalima means to greet. So you hear that often, maybe, when you're going to see someone, they'll greet you. And so to greet means kusalima. Kusalima. So kusalimia means to greet. And so I'm going to go ahead and give you an example of when you would use that. And so let's go ahead and say, let's not use me in this case. I've been saying me, I, this, let me go ahead and say they. So they greeted my brother. Or we can say they greeted our brother. So we had some friends come over. They just left, but they came and they greeted our brother. You know what I mean? So you can say wali salimia dugu yetu. Wali salimia dugu yetu. So they greeted our brother. Let's look at this sentence a little bit further. Wa is they, and li, remember, li is the past tense. So wali is they did this action in the past. So and then salimia means greet. Because you kind of have to we're not saying kusalimia. We could say, walitaka kusalimia ndugu yetu, but no, we can just go ahead and say that they greeted our brother, which would be wali salimia ndugu yetu. So there you go. You learned your verb tenses, possessive pronouns, and a lot more. Bye.